Am I the asshole for reporting my roommate's girlfriend for business fraud? I, 23 female, have 3 roommates, 1 female, 2 male. One of my male roommates, Devin, has a girlfriend named Destiny, both fake names, who is probably about 22 female. She is not on the lease and there have been no previous incidents. A couple of days ago, I get a letter in the mail that was addressed to an LLC that had Destiny in the name. A quick Google search of the LLC showed Destiny's new online business. I looked up the public business records for the LLC and saw that Destiny used my address as her business address. Again, Destiny is not on the lease. This sounds like business fraud. I am concerned that if my landlords find out, we will be evicted. My landlord owns at least 80% of the long-term rental properties in my area. If we were evicted and blacklisted, we would not be able to find another place to live. As far as I can tell, Destiny did not ask a single roommate, including Devin, if this was okay. When I confronted her about it, she seemed very surprised that I found out. She thought business information was private, so we would never know. While some records are private, the person who started the LLC and the addresses used are public information. All addresses for the LLC use one of 2 zip codes, both of which are wrong for our city. One is 1 number off, one is extremely off. That raises more red flags for me. When confronted, she said she used it as a temporary address because she was moving between places and wanted to file before the end of the month for tax reasons. However, based on her reaction, I can't help but wonder if she was planning on using the address permanently and is only going to change it because I found out. She said she changed the address today. None of us are okay with her using our address for her business. Devin and Destiny are on vacation, so all of our communication has been through text. I am planning on talking to them in person ASAP. Destiny is a nice girl. She might not understand why business fraud is wrong. But I need to protect myself and my roommates from possible legal action. None of us have money for legal counsel. She is either completely oblivious or something is shady. I filed a report about the false address to our Secretary of State Department. I also contacted my landlord and told them what was going on and what I've done to stop it to protect me and my roommates. I have not told her or her boyfriend about this. I have saved all documents and evidence. Am I the asshole?
No. Destiny's the asshole. She, come on, girly. You don't just use someone else's address to, start a freaking business. Because, that's, I don't know, when taxes and the IRS get involved, not worth it. Nope, not my problem. Destiny's problem.
What did she think was going to happen, though, when all of her mail that's addressed to her business is going to this random apartment that she doesn't live at?
And, what did she think was going to happen when it came time to file taxes and, stuff was getting sent to their address saying, your business is out of this residential address? I'm sorry, but a landlord is bound to find out when a business is being run through a residential address. I don't know anything about business whatsoever. Let's make one thing clear, that I work in healthcare and I don't understand any of this. You probably definitely have a better head on your shoulders when it comes to this kind of thing. So I really can't speak on this, but I'm sorry, but if any of my roommates' significant others in college had just some of my roommates had some psycho significant others, but had their business paperwork started showing up with my address, I would immediately been at my landlord's office, get him out of here. Done.
Okay, I feel is it business fraud? You don't have, a business is registered to an address, but you don't necessarily have to work in that address. I'm thinking contractors and stuff like that. If you own a business and you are a photographer or a construction worker or something like that, you're not working every day in the home. So I'm does it really matter where the business is, registered?
We should ask our lawyer because I have no idea.
I feel the girl, the OP, she probably could have told Destiny first, you need to change it in the next 7 days or I'm going to file a claim.
I feel if I thought so seriously about it that I was going to file a claim, I would probably call my CPA first just to make sure before I went to the Secretary of State and was filing all these issues.
Yeah.
And then for our CPA to be that's not an issue. I don't know.
Someone commented and said, I don't really see how this rises to the level of business fraud and I'm a CPA.
Thank you.
Who exactly is she trying to defraud? What benefit does she get out of it by using your address that she wouldn't get from doing it somewhere else? It seems like a silly mistake, but certainly not the level of fraud.
Oh, well, what benefit does she get from it from a different address? It could be tax brackets.
Yeah, definitely.
sent the taxes.
A lot of people are saying yes, the asshole. What is this really about?
No, I don't think they're the asshole. I really don't. I think I would be worried too, like if it is some type of fraud. Like I said, I would ask my CPA first before filing something to like the state. But because who really knows if it's an issue? If it is an issue, then I'd be like, take your own business elsewhere. But it does, like, where you live and work matters. I pay different taxes than you pay because we work in different townships, cities. Like, it is what it is.
The only thing that sucks, though, is that if she were to go to her CPA, it's like, why is it now her responsibility to go to her CPA and find out the rules of business in her state and city? Like, if OP were to do this, like, why is it now on her to figure out the laws of her state? Like, I guess the roommates or Destiny should be doing that, you know?
But I guess it's because she's the one with the problem with it. I don't know.
I guess. A lot of people are saying yes, the asshole, and OP obviously doesn't like her roommate's girlfriend for whatever reason and saw it as an opportunity to stick it to her. I'm like, I don't know about that. She could also just be nervous.
Because, like, I don't have any personal issues with Destiny, but I'd be, like, a little bit nervous if, like, someone's business paperwork started showing up at my house.
Wait, everyone is ripping her apart in the comments. People are saying your understanding of all things business, zoning, and LLC makes it clear you have no idea what you're talking about, but you were chomping at the bit to snitch. Just admit it. You love doing this. I feel like some of these people are projecting.
Okay, maybe, but at the same time, like, the things that you're saying are people, like, clearly you have no idea what's going on, and, like, that's me. Like, I clearly I'm the one sitting here saying I have no idea what's going on, but yes, I would rat her out. So maybe it's just like if maybe everyone on there's a CPA commenting saying you need a chill pill. I don't know.
Even if they are a CPA, like, you can still be upset if someone registers their business at your home without confronting you. Like, you don't have to dislike someone to be annoyed that I'm on OP's side in the sense that you don't have to dislike someone in order to be annoyed that they registered their business at your home address without asking you first.
Right. Well, and I guess my other thought is, like, in a way, I mean, I don't know how any of this works, but in a way, it's almost like her name is now on the residency in one way or another. I don't know, but, like, now her business is out of this house that her name is not on the lease. And it's like, if you had an extra roommate, the landlord would be coming and cracking down, like, oh, you're going to start paying more because you have an extra roommate.
Yeah.
So, like, now you got an extra business coming out of the house. Like, the landlord should know about it, I feel like. I don't know. I don't pay rent in an apartment. I don't have a landlord. I don't own my own business. I don't send my LLC paperwork to my friends' houses. I don't know.
Okay, I feel like regardless of if it's legal for the girlfriend to do this or whatever, I kind of feel like that's irrelevant because OP told the state that this girl is committing fraud, which is a felony. So that's a lot. Like, that's a big step to take. Yeah. Regardless of if it's legal or not, if she, like, doesn't understand the laws, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's like, if you don't understand the laws, you don't know that it's fraud.
I agree. However, if this girl really just started her business yesterday and the paperwork showed up today, she's probably made like $4. Like, if the state is now finding out that she's committing fraud and someone comes after her and she's like, yeah, I didn't know what the situation was. I'm sorry, but a judge is going to be like, okay, throw it out the $4 case. Like, you got to get your shit straight. Like, the IRS is not going to come after. Like, I've talked about this with my coworkers when we're filing our taxes and we're like so worried about things being done incorrectly. We're like, if the IRS is coming for anyone, it's not me working at the hospital system that I work at making a nurse's salary. Like, they're not worried about that kind of money. They're worried about, well, I don't know, maybe Destiny's got $1 billion business, but I doubt it if she just started and she doesn't even know where to register her business. Like,
Erin, what are you saying? What are you saying about not filing your taxes and not being worried about the IRS finding you?
Okay. Let's make one thing clear. A CPA files my taxes. Everything is done correctly. And the IRS and the little FBI agent in my phone listening know that, okay? Second of all, I think that Destiny probably does not have a significant amount of money if she just started her business yesterday.
But that doesn't really matter.
I think that if I went to the state and I said, Kelly committed fraud on this multi-million-dollar business, the state's going to be like, frick, no, you didn't. We're going to step in.
Yeah.
If I said, Kelly's committing fraud, she makes 3 cents a podcast, they're going to be like, wow, Kelly committed fraud.
No, they're not. I don't think that's true. I think that, yeah, maybe they would handle the big one first, but every amount of income is subject to sales tax, and everyone's held to the same standard, you know? Or at least they should be. So I don't agree with that at all.
All right, well, then let me just backtrack to the one thing that I said earlier. I don't know anything about this.
Yes. Okay, let me read one of the comments. Someone is saying, yes, the asshole, naive, and so is everyone else without a clue here. You've libeled and slandered this person by telling everyone she's a fraudster based on your non-understanding of LLC and principal place of business meaning. The registered address of an LLC is its principal place of business, the location where the records are kept, or its registered agent is located for purposes of correspondence, receipt of service, county of suit, and possible county for tax purposes. It does not mean the business transacts any business at that address or a store is located there. A single address can have hundreds of businesses registered to it. That doesn't make the owner of the property liable for them if they're not part of the business. Okay, all of that's true.
A lot of my questions.
Yeah, but
I also feel personally victimized by that comment, saying you don't know anything about what you're talking. Because if you didn't want me to answer the question, you shouldn't have asked.
Okay, if this comment is correct, though, everyone's still wrong. Like, this person who seems to understand business is saying that the registered address, like, regardless of if the business does transactions or has a store there, should be the principal place of business where records are kept, the registered agent is located, the purposes of correspondence, receipt. Like, none of that is this address still. I mean, I'm not a lawyer, but okay, I don't think OP's an asshole. I feel like she made a big step when she could have just maybe...
She just jumped to conclusions and
yeah,
she was fired up. And honestly, I don't know, to give her the benefit of the doubt, maybe she was scared. She got this in the mail and panicked and was like, oh my God, the IRS is going to come after me because this business is coming out of my residency and she doesn't even live here. It's not even her legal address. I don't know. I'm a nurse.
I guess I just think that it doesn't matter if this girl, some people in the comments are like, how could you possibly not understand the interworkings of an LLC? And it's shocking how much misinformation. Okay, it's not everyone's job to understand the intricate workings and the laws surrounding LLCs in our country. Who the fuck cares if random people that will never own a business understand this? Anyway, I think that the OP isn't an asshole. She's in her right to be scared or nervous that some random person just registered their business at her home address.
Yeah, I agree.
Why?
I would feel that way too.
Just because she isn't thrilled with this idea that a random person who's not on her lease is registering businesses at her home address, that doesn't make her stupid. That doesn't make her hateful or revengeful or spiteful.
She panicked.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean,
she jumped the gun. She went to the Secretary of State or whatever.
Jumped a large gun. She jumped straight to the top.
She jumped a cannon.
That's this is those videos where it's don't jump to conclusions, and then you see a person, me, jumping to conclusions, doing a backflip 18 times in a row. That's kind of what she did.
I can't personally hate on OP because I get it. I would have panicked. I would have jumped the gun. I clearly, according to all of these hateful comments, have no idea what's going on. So I just can't hate OP for it. It's not their fault. I feel bad.
I kind of want to put this in perspective for literally every single comment that's saying you're an asshole. This doesn't matter. You jumped the gun. Whatever. Okay. If this was her ex-boyfriend, every single person in the comments would be like, fuck him. Yeah, girl, get him back. If this was her ex-boyfriend and he, even if cheated on her or not, maybe they had an amicable breakup. If an ex-boyfriend registered a business at this girl's address without asking her, without telling her, and then she randomly found out and confronted him, and he said, oh, I guess I'll change it. But OP was like, oh, well, you're only changing it because I found out. You were never going to tell me this.
Yeah.
Every single person in the comments would be like, fuck him. He gets what he deserves. You play stupid games, win stupid prizes. He should have never done that. He had ulterior motives. Why is he registering a business at your address? He's doing this because he doesn't have his shit together. He wants to commit tax fraud. He wants to pay less taxes in the county that you live in. Blah, 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 blah. Why is it different because it's her roommate's girlfriend? I think that this is kind of a double standard.
It is, but men are a double standard. I'm just kidding.
No, they are.
Men are the problem here. If it was a man who did this, yeah, it would be a problem. I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding. I need a man in my life to work with my money because I don't know anything about this. If I needed a business, I would need a man. That's for damn sure. I don't understand any of this. I do think there is a double standard if it was a man. If it was, but also, okay, say it was her house, she was a girl, and her female best friend did this without telling her. How do you think everyone would react?
If she did this? I think everyone would say the same thing. Like, you're crazy and you have some sort of like resentment towards your best friend.
Really?
You think it would be different?
I don't know. I think like in a way that, because obviously when it's like my roommate's girlfriend, it's like a friend's friend. It's like so much more distant for them to be like, oh, you've got animosity, like screw her, whatever. Yeah. Whereas if I was like, it's my best friend, I panicked, I went to the whatever, where the state, I could feel like maybe some people would be like, yeah, I mean, it's a little weird that your best friend would do that. You don't think? I don't know. Men are the problem. I guess that's what we took away from this.
I think people would be wondering why her best friend did that. Like, people would be like, what is wrong with your best friend? Like, I just don't get why nobody is questioning this girl. Like, Destiny there's a reason why she filed this business at their address. And maybe it is a lighthearted reason that doesn't really matter.
Like she's moving. Like,
yeah, she's moving, or like she's planning on moving in somewhere else, or like, I don't know. I just feel like this is weird. Like, I am never going to start a business and register a business at my boyfriend's landlord's address. Like, that is just so odd. And like, I mean, I guess there are times in life where you would need to do that, and not everyone is in like a stable place. And sometimes you need to like get your business to start running to get your shit together. But if that was the case, shouldn't she be presenting that to the tenants and being like, hey, I know I don't live here. I just want to give you guys a heads up. These are the dates of my move. This is why I have to register the business during this time. And this is when it's going to change to my new address when I start doing business there.
Even for the boyfriend, like, she should have presented it to her boyfriend. Yeah. And the boyfriend should have been enough in the know for once the mail to come have been like, oh yeah, I'm so sorry I didn't tell you. She did have to do this because she's moving. My bad.
Yeah, exactly.
But even the boyfriend didn't know what was going on. That's what's shady about it. And that's what made me I would have jumped the gun too.
Yeah.
It's just so weird.
It just is so bizarre that nobody is questioning her motives. Everyone just is like, everyone's taking Destiny's word for it.
I know what her motives are. Business fraud. That's why we're going to the state.
Yeah, you know what? I think okay, this is how I see it too. Because it's like, if their apartment is outside of a city, like let's say it's in some rural suburb, odds are that you have to pay less in taxes at that address than you would have to in any major city. Mm-hmm. And it's like, why maybe Destiny's parents' house or best friend's house is in a city. And she's like, oh, I don't want to pay city taxes for my business. I'm going to register it at this random address. Yeah. But she probably knew that none of them would be okay with that.
Right, so she didn't say anything.
Yeah.
I mean, damn right. If we live in the city of Philadelphia and my boyfriend's landlord lives in the suburbs, I'm registering Erin Bovell LLC.
That is so freaking shady. And why is nobody talking about this? Why is nobody talking about this?
Because they want to hate on OP.
Yeah. Why is everyone jumping down OP's throat? I think I'm on OP's side. Okay, I will say, but she was dramatic. Like, she was very, very dramatic. Maybe she didn't have to go that far, but just because she's mad about this and takes action doesn't mean that she just automatically is a spiteful bitch who hates her roommate's girlfriend. Anyway, any final thoughts?
I just think the only thing that's kind of throwing me off is the CPA's comment saying like X, Y, and Z, like you don't, like she would get nothing out of this. It's like, well, she would. I'm sure there's something she's getting out of it, and it very well could be the taxes in the township that she's in.
Yeah.
So I'm just as smart as you, okay?
Also, laws are different in every state, and CPAs are registered per state. So a CPA that's an expert on the business LLC laws in one state might have no idea what goes on in OP's state. Yeah. So if this CPA is being like, oh, well, this is the purpose of a business address, like that may be true in a state, but maybe there's a random state that has some weird bylaw where an LLC has to be the same as like X, Y, or Z. Yeah. And it's just some random shit that doesn't make sense, but it's written into the state laws.
Yeah. That's why I sound so dumb talking about this, because I only know the laws in Pennsylvania.
And that's okay, because you're not starting businesses at your boyfriend's landlord's
What I can tell you I am going to do is find out what state has the lowest taxes,
and
the least amount
there.
of CPAs, and register my LLC there.
The least amount of CPAs.
That's who they're checking in with, right?
We should have read this on the Am I Being Dramatic or the Am I the Drama episode, because OP was definitely dramatic, although I still think I'm on her side. I can admit.
Yeah, I support OP.
I can admit that, you can support someone and be on their side and still think they're being dramatic. Anyway, all the comments are
dramatic. That's
insane.
For damn sure.
Insane.
Yeah.
Okay,
insane.
you know what? I think not the asshole, and we will be your lawyer.
I don't think you want us to be your lawyer.
But I'm
happy to do it.
I think everyone in here is just playing games. I think everyone in the comments is like,
Yeah.
oh, finally something I can give my frickin' 2 cents on.
I've seen Legally Blonde.
Yeah.
I could recite the musical top to bottom. You want me to be your lawyer? Give me a ring.